10 years, athletes have taken to the mountains and fjords of Norway. Every August, 250 men and women battle their way through what is considered the ultimate triathlon on the planet. It is called Norseman. Norseman started as a dream to create a race so tough. In the West Fjordland of Norway, in the small town of Eidfjord, is where it begins. 3.8 kilometers out in the fjord, they will be dropped and swim back to shore. Then cycle across the beautiful Hardangervidda plateau and over 5 mountain passes. After 180 kilometers, a marathon awaits. A marathon like no other that will finish at the iconic peak of Gaustatoppen. Norseman is not only for the elite. It is open to whoever is willing to test their grits against what is a unique and spectacular but intimidating landscape.
It started out with my sister wanting to do it, and she had done a couple of triathlons before and Ironmans. I hadn't done anything.
There's many difficult triathlons out there. So what makes Norseman more difficult and what makes Norseman extreme?
2 to 3 days before the race, I started to get nervous and I just wanted to start. I've been preparing for this for, well, almost a year.
At 4 in the morning, they will board the ferry. The journey on the ferry is legendary.
They're worried. There are some people that are getting stressed about the race. I just switch off and I kind of become another person.
As the sun slowly rises, it also dawns on them what they are in for.
I just got more and more relaxed. So when we jumped in the water, I was just ready. I just wanted to swim.
I did get a bit excited for the first 500 metres or so when the lead swimmers were heading out, and found myself much further up the swim than I normally would be because I'm not a very good swimmer.
I was quite behind everyone, and then I couldn't see where I were. So I had to stop for a little bit, and then it got cold, really cold. Because swimming has been the part I was the most anxious about, and the thing I was really afraid of.
From time to time I have thoughts of, why am I here, why am I doing this? And then obviously you look around and it's dark and you're in a fjord.
It seems that the beauty that surrounds the athletes, the dramatic landscape, only triggers their energy. Getting out of the water can be the hardest transitions the athletes make all day. They are tired and they are cold from what is a monstrous swim.
I was quite relieved when eventually I did finish and come out of the water.
When I got up to T1, I was disappointed. I saw that everyone has left, and I was like, I had to bike alone.
It is then time to brace themselves for what lies ahead. One of the hardest bike rides they may ever do. The climb begins with 40 kilometers up to Hardangervidda, the open mountain plateau. This ride is a steady uphill all the way to the Onut.
And then it got easier, and I caught up with someone, and I saw people, and I started to feel good. And I started getting happy again, and looking forward to the rest of the trip, because it was beautiful up there. It was just a mood change that I never had before.
I knew probably 30 minutes or so into the bike I was going to have a difficult day because things just didn't feel good.
The pain is dulled only by one of the most amazing landscapes Norway has to offer. Alone in this stunning scenery, the riders may suffer burning muscles and biting winds.
If you're feeling down at the start of the race, it's going to be a really tough day. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think that you're feeling bad, then you're going to feel bad.
The battle of the will is almost climaxed at this point in the race.
It took me certainly a while to get myself out of that kind of dark spot.
They have ridden over mountain passes and still have a long way to go. But in the back of their minds, they know they still have a marathon waiting.
You have to stay positive. The key is to stay positive throughout the race.
I felt good, I've been eating good, I had no problems at all. And my support kept telling me to calm down because it was going too fast. I think I forgot for a second that I had a marathon afterwards. But it was hard because I felt so good.
It's difficult when you're out there racing and you feel that competitors are actually passing you and they look more comfortable than you. And I certainly was getting that feeling.
For some, these are their hardest moments as athletes ever. They may face heat, they will face cold, and the winds that may be running with or against them.
I just felt as if the whole day was just going to drag on and I was just going to be disappointed by the outcome. And I just wanted the bike to stop. I really just wanted to get off the bike.
When I started passing people during the bike leg, they were cheering me on. People who I was competing against were cheering me on. So, you're so fast, come on, you can do this. And it just to experience that we were not competing together, we were doing this amazing thing together.
After 5 mountain climbs, the long plateau, and the treacherous downhill sections that would test the best of riders, they arrive in the small town of Austbygda. There awaits 42 kilometers on foot, a marathon like no other. The flat start will dull them into a false sense of security. Most will feel good at this point. Eventually, they will begin to climb. Standing solidly between them and the finish they are now craving is the mountain Gaustatoppen.
I just wanted to get changed and start running.
I expected myself maybe to be further up the race. I decided over the first 25k to run hard.
I felt like I could do this all day, at a point.
After 25 kilometers, they will hit the town of Rjukan. From there, the mountain begins.
I started to struggle badly. I was at walking speed. I had to walk. I suffered so bad.
My mood started getting down. I shouted at my support team. I was cursing the crew of Norsemen who started Norseman. Why anyone would do this was just horrible. And I felt like I would never, ever reach the top.
Gaustatoppen, 6 kilometers of a barren rocky climb that will seek to destroy any energy these warriors will have left.
Mentally, I was in a really kind of dark place in my head. To take that and knowing that I couldn't do anything about it.
They stopped me to check if I was okay, because I didn't look okay. The crew had to walk beside me, checking me, because I said, I can't stop. If I stop, I can't keep going. But I had so much pain, and I was feeling so low, that I was just happy to finish.
You can see it, it's visibly there. I knew that it was still a long way. Maybe I just don't want to remember it that much because you might never want to do it again. I really suffered. I just can't get that point across.
It is a dramatic finish, a unique finale. The course you took on and conquered lies below and out of the distance. You can see, but barely imagine, the momentous path you have taken.
When I got to the line, I didn't felt anything. I felt like I wanted to go to the room and sleep the day after. Then I felt really happy, really satisfied and proud.
I had an idea of a goal, which was a time. I tried to do it and I failed.
I will do this again. But it was the hardest thing I ever done.
Will I come back and do the race again? I probably will have to come back and do it, because otherwise then I don't think triathlon's got other races that are going to be enough for me.
I don't think any race is like this. This is just Norseman.
Just to start a race like Norseman takes courage, I believe. To finish it on the top of the mountain takes something deeper, a purpose. For most, just to be a Norseman finisher is all that matters, a triumph that will stay with them forever. In 10 years, Norseman has become legendary.